that dry. What's next? Put the nut on and put the strings on, but it is an electric guitar, so might be time to start thinking about some electronics for this thing. Now, basically, the sky's the limit as far as what I can put on this thing, but I'm trying to stick to leftover parts, so the sky's almost the limit, but I don't have leftovers of everything on the planet. If it's an X13 part, it's not a leftover. So no high output quad humbuckers. I mean, yeah, no high output quad rails. But other than that, I don't know. Let's see. I guess there's two routes to go. One would be to try to reproduce a classic Strat, and that wouldn't be hard. I got pre-wired pick guards coming out my ears right now from other builds left over, and just, you know, put 3 single coils on it, and then you'd have to put some kind of a control plate down here. You might actually need to extend this bar with a second piece of wood or something in order to mount a control plate that large, in order to get your switches and such. Yeah, your 5-way, volume, and your tone. So, where's the Strat? What the hell's on a Strat? I forget. So yeah, that's one route, is to try to set it up like classic Strat electronics. And then the other route would be just, you know, the best of whatever I got sitting around, which might be a better approach. I don't know. Or I could do something different, like the 2 single coils set in parallel this way to make a giant, like 12 lug pickup kind of a thing. They have an interesting tone to them, but probably humbucker at the bridge would be, because you can do humbucker at the bridge and you get it as high output as you can, and then downstream of that, at the front of the signal chain, all you need is an EQ in order to cut whatever there's too much of for your taste. Which for me would be mid-ranges. I'd cut, 1,000 and 500 hertz and 2,000 and 5,000. I'd cut all that stuff down. So yeah, I'd want 100 hertz and below, and I'd want 10,000 or 7 to 10,000 hertz and above kind of stuff. And I'd want much less mid-range in my signal. But then again, I'm doing scooped middle sounds usually. So but you see, that way you have the best fighting chance of getting any sound out of a given pickup, or a given guitar, I guess you would say, actually. You put it at the bridge so that you're picking up as much treble as possible, unless you're trying to build a bass thumping type of guitar, in which case you might consider a neck position. But yeah, generally you put it at the bridge and then you just cut whatever you need to cut. But you see, if you go with the neck, you could never reproduce a bridge single coil kind of sound with the guitar, because you could never get it bright enough. It would never be bright enough. So yeah, it's still, I mean, now if you went yeah, you could still just go with the bridge. I mean, the only reason to go here is you pick up a little bass, but you've got an EQ to kill all the top end here. And if there's not enough bass for your taste at that point, then you need a bigger amp is where you're at, you know. Is what it boils down to. So, yeah. If you've got a big enough amp and you've got a decent enough equalizer in your pedal chain, then all you need is just, you know, something decent at the bridge, basically. You know, whether it hums or not is a matter of preference, I guess. And whether it's, you know, humbucker or single coil or someplace in between on tone, again, that's preference. But so, yeah. And then, yeah, all you need is a big amp and an EQ to cut what you don't want to hear. Maybe 2 EQs if there's an awful lot to be cut, so, or boosted as the case may be. Yeah, I would actually, let's see, the worst case scenario I ever had was Ted Nugent Live CD. I ran it through 3 EQs in order to cut enough out of the signal mostly in the upper mids and the mids, but once you did that, there was enough of the rest of the signal behind all that sound to actually bring out front row center live type resonance on the recording. So it was very cool. It was very cool. It was just like being there live. You close your eyes and you listen to it. But I digress. Yeah, where am I at here? I gotta find